Yo, Noah,
God, good to see you.
I'm just checking in to see how things are going. I'm sure you've heard the meteorologists' reports of low pressure zones developing all over the world and the predictions of rain likely.
Well, we're doing the best we can so far, but we're running behind schedule. We have a lot to do to finish the ark. I was wondering, since you created the heaven and the earth in 7 days, if you might be able to do some miracle to finish the ark for us.
Yeah, I know I created everything in 7 days, but to tell you the truth, I don't know the first thing about carpentry. I like what you've done so far, though. Maybe you could hire some people to help.
Well, we've tried that, but when the workers find out that they're building an ark so that we can survive the worldwide flood, but that they're not going to be on it, they start to become undependable. The quality of their work suffers, and generally they put out little effort.
Oh, so I guess the bill you sent me was for the subcontractors.
Yes,
Well, just do your best to finish. Maybe I can hold off on the rain for a while if that will help. The ark looks a little smaller than I expected.
yeah, well, Shem did the number crunching and converted the cubits you gave us to the metric system, which we're more familiar with. And we double checked everything. I don't think he made any mistakes. Where did you get your cubit specs from?
Well, actually, I kind of made them up, sort of ballparked it. As I said, I don't know anything about carpentry, and also, I'm not really all that good with numbers, so I guess it's really my bad. I see that you've collected a lot of the animals. That's good.
Yeah, I had Japheth take point on that. We're still having some problems catching some dinosaurs, mostly the large carnivores.
I like your idea of having the animals double up in the staterooms, but I see from the manifest a few things that may need tweaking. For example, you've got the gazelles rooming with the cheetahs.
Yeah, I've noticed some changes that have to be made myself. Ham has been in charge of that, and he's not the smartest guy in the Bible. But we're going to be putting the moles, gophers, earthworms, mushrooms, your molds, and the like on the lowest decks, and we'll be roosting the birds, pterodactyls, bats, and other flying animals on the promenades. We've set up a schedule for use of the pool so that the alligators, crocodiles, and other carnivorous water animals have the pool and the sun deck for certain hours, and there will be other hours for the herbivores. We've decided to serve meals in a buffet style so that animals just take what they like from the line. Maybe some tethered up sheep or something for those that prefer to kill their own meal. Though we are planning one mixer with Caesar salad for the herbivores and chicken Caesar for the carnivores, and I'm hoping the mixer will work out. I think it'll be good for morale. But where we see sheep, deer, horses, and others as distinct species, most of the carnivores only see them as belonging to one species, food. We're planning some activities to keep the animals entertained and make the voyage more fun, like predator versus prey races, maybe show some nature films in the theater.
It sounds like you've got a good handle on things. However, I've noticed in some cases the pairs are the same sex. Now, don't get the wrong idea. I don't have a problem with that. But I'm afraid that in the future, it's going to get the Mormons and the fundamentalists all up in my face, and I'd really like to avoid that headache. So do the best you can when you collect pairs. I notice also that you built an engine and have an engine room.
Yeah, we're really proud about that. That took us tons of man hours to develop that.
Well, Noah, I'm sorry to have to say this, but you don't really need an engine. The world will be flooded, and there won't really be any port of call to go to now, will there? I was thinking that when the dove comes back, you could just have all of the animals with opposable thumbs and toes, or prehensile tails, just row you to the land. I suggest that you remove the engine and perhaps convert the space to some kind of fitness center or additional staterooms if you need them. In fact, since you'll be at sea for 40 days, perhaps you could offer some children's programs there.
Shit! We spent a lot of time and manpower in inventing, building, and installing those engines, and just now you're telling me we were wasting our time? You could have given us a heads up about that a little sooner. Sometimes I think I should have stuck with making bagels and stayed away from this art business altogether. Here's a question for you. Why does it have to rain and flood for 40 days? It seems a little much to me. After all, humans can only hold their breath for less than 3 minutes, and it's not likely that they can tread water for even a week. Don't you think 40 days is a bit overkill? We're going to have our hands full meeting the needs of all the passengers if we're at sea for 40 days, and it's not like we're going to have much of a crew to handle that.
Look, Noah, I understand your position. I don't want you to feel that you've got to go all postal about things. So, okay, keep the engines and cruise around a bit. Now, the 40 days deal is just the way I roll. Moses will have to wander for 40 years in the desert. Jesus will have to be tempted by the devil for 40 days.
See? That's exactly what I mean. How long does it take to be tempted by the devil? You can get that done in one afternoon, tops.
Look, it's just like I said, that's how I do things. So please, just go with it, and I'll make it up to you. Trust me.